If you're thin-skinned and you embarrass easily, then maybe hickory's not your game. Yeah, my name is Stephen Spring, and I'm a litigator, trial lawyer from Louisiana. Playing for the Canadians, so I've been dubbed Benedict Arnold today. The kilt's the way the Scots play. This is Royal Stewart. Got to have the kilt socks. It's different playing in a skirt.
We've got a great group. We got a lot of different collectibles, balls, bags, clubs, artwork, ceramics. So if you're at all interested, please check us out. And just like myself, I started off playing hickory golf with in scrambles, where you don't have to be good every shot. You just have to hit a few good shots during the round, and you got partners to pick you up.
You go into the experience knowing that you're going to make mistakes. It actually helped my modern day swing because of the nature of the lack of technology. You have to concentrate a little bit more. You have to be more precise in your swing. It identifies all the little flaws that you have. And once you tighten that up, you'd be very surprised going back to modern clubs how much better you can play once you can master the sweet spots on a hickory persimmon wood or a sand wedge.
You know what, I'm smarter with the hickory game. I don't swing out of my shoes. I don't try to kill the ball because I know it won't go very far. There's a lot less margin for error. It's a smaller sweet spot, and you miss-hit one and you can crack a shaft, you can blade it. Worm burners don't go 150 yards like a Ben Hogan iron would. I think when I go back to the still shafts, I'd probably play better.
I find that even some of what is now called some of the shorter courses that many people say are obsolete for today's equipment can be very, very challenging when you're using the equipment that was designed the same time that golf course was designed. 5,400 to 6,000 yards is very, very challenging for hickory play.
Well, the hickory, you had to be really talented to play that stuff, I'm telling you. I played for the first time yesterday, and it's like night and day compared to playing with my steel and my graphite shafts and the big-headed clubs. Most of these clubs are small-headed. You've got wood heads with no inserts. The hickory shaft has a little bit more torque in it. Like the steel shafts, you don't get the torque in that shaft as you do in the hickories, so you have to allow for that. And you have to swing a little smoother. There's no brute force, but we've got some guys that can hit hickories up to 250, 275 yards.
Well, I got hooked on these things about 30 years ago, mainly as a collector, and then I bumped into some guys who actually played with these old clubs, and from there I learned how to repair them, how to restore them, and started playing with these about probably 15 years ago, and I probably play 10 matches a year somewhere in the world where we play with these old clubs. And it's just a passion that I would rather play with these 10 to 1 over playing regular golf clubs.
When you go back to the golden era in terms of how the game was played, the difficulty and what I like about it, there's a lot of historians associated with the group, but most importantly, I say the Bobby Jones example, the idea of being a gentleman about it, I guess is the best way to put it. Some of that spirit's kind of been lost in the mix.
If you don't know where you come from, how can you ever figure out where you're going to? And I think that when you start to learn about the traditions of the game as far back as when the king ordered his archers not to play golf but to do more archery practice, you get a feel for the rich tradition and a better understanding of what it's like to really play golf without the modern day conveniences.
I mean, this is what got us to where we are right now. That's why millions of people are playing golf, and guys are out here playing this early in the morning or playing with still shafts. You got to protect the history. You got to see where it came from.
As we go into the future without knowing what your background was or what history was, it kind of loses meaning. And knowing how something was formed or how it began should be able to teach us lessons as we go on in the future.
Today the Canadians came down. We have open championships. We've had matches where the state has sponsored. Some of the golf associations of states will sponsor hickory tournaments. We're just starting at a very grassroots level, and our goal in forming the organization is to get more people into the sport.
The reason for forming the Hickory Golf Association was more than just the history of the game and preserving it. It's actually to promote the play of hickories. In a day and age where courses are many times called obsolete because of yardage and the equipment and the balls. Playing with hickories is a way to take it back to the way the game was played.
We will do joint fundraising efforts with charities that want to refresh their fundraising efforts, but we would prefer to try to put a tour together of both amateur and professional and have corporate sponsorships and make it a fun day to go out and actually participate rather than just spectate.